I was born in Kampala, which was and still is obviously the capital of Uganda. So I was born there in 1965, and we moved due to Idi Amin and the Exodus. We came to UK in the April the 10th, 1972. So I came with my sister and my mum, Priti and Madhuban, and my dad and my aunt followed right at the end, which was in October the same year. We were very lucky that when we did land here in the UK during that exodus, we were able to go to a house because the year before, my dad had come in 1971 to see his two younger brothers who were studying here, and he was funding their studying. And he decided, to invest in a house rather than them renting and that. So we were very fortunate, as maybe compared to those who were maybe had to stay in a camp, which I know some people who did, and maybe they were separated from family and told to go in maybe different parts of the UK. So yes, God's grace, we had somewhere to come and stay. And I think at one time, by the time Dad and everybody came over, I think there was 11 or 12 of us under one roof. But at least we were all together. So that was really good. I think definitely mom. One of the things I learned from my mom, as even when we moved to Balham, and that is the values of hard work and what hard work is really. Even thinking about it now, I get a bit emotional about what she used to do, getting up early, working in a factory, coming home, and then or maybe cooking even before she left at 5:30 to catch a coach and things like that. So I think those sort of values, I think, and I would say I was fortunate that my dad especially wanted to get very much involved with, at that time, fledgling associations that are taking place here in the UK, like Gujarat Samachar and, Association of Gujaratis and National Federation and things like that. And there was always meetings going on in our home and people coming, and other things I remember was at the Wembley Conference Centre, they used to hold Ras Garba competitions, and I would be a little boy and I would go along. My Josta auntie would teach dances, and they would practice in our living room. So you would have 15 girls going in a circle in the living room, Those are my recollections when we used to live in Balham. So I think we were very fortunate, like a lot of people my age, I think we were immersed in our culture. And I think now, 50 years later, or at least 45 years later, I feel that the fact that they came over to a foreign country and yet they wanted to keep all those traditions going, we have to say thank you to them. We're a franchise. We've been with Coversure Insurance Services for 16 years, and as I said, we were in Kennington for 14 of those years. We were lucky enough to be asked to see if we wanted to locate to Croydon. The Coversure Croydon group was keen to get an office in Croydon because obviously it is bustling and it is coming up and there's a lot of redevelopment going on. So we grabbed it with three hands. I'm a South London boy. Since 1975, I was in Balham, and then we moved to Crystal Palace, Dulwich. So we've always been in South London. So we knew that moving to Croydon would be a very positive move for us. And absolutely, it's ticked all the boxes for us. It's completely awash with business. One of the nice things about Croydon is there are so many business organizations that allow you to engage with other businesses. We're an SME. It puts me in front of other SMEs. So organizations like the Croydon Chamber of Commerce, for which I'm an ambassador now, and I'm very grateful for that position. And other things like IKEA Big Breakfast, Shaking Hands, Masterclass. There's so many, there's Property Investors Network, and then there's the Croydon Construction Excellence Club, to which I go to all of them. Because I'm old-fashioned, I like to shake hands and get to know people and nurture relationships. But in the 19 months we've been in Croydon, that has been the number one factor for, well, we had double-digit growth last year. We had our best year in 2016, and that's a direct result of us moving to Croydon. Yeah, Rotary played a big part in my life. My dad joined Rotary in 1980. With Balham Rotary, and I remember my dad used to drive the minibus. So in those early days, Balham Rotary had a minibus, and they would pick up disadvantaged, disabled people from their homes, take them to a day centre, and then in the evening I would go with my dad, pick them back up and take them home. And that is my earliest recollection of helping others and doing something good. So I was invited to join Rotary, and I joined in 2006, and I'm still a Rotary, a fantastic organisation. And I think I've been involved in lots of things. I think it's just really passed down from dad and mum and aunt, that they've been involved in associations and organizations. So I've sort of carried on in that. I've been involved with my own GAM, Virsat GAM. I've been involved with, running that and trying to get our families together, as well as national groups like Gujarat Samachar and National Association of Gujarat Samachar, and being volunteers at the Battersea Town Hall when the Garbas were very popular, Ras Garbas during Rotary. And more recently, we've been involved with things like Subrang Arts, which has been a great honor and real privilege for me and Hina. Hina takes part in the shows, and I'm very lucky that I can help backstage, and that's a great thing. It's opened up a new Subrang family for us, which we value. And other things, when I was 50 2 years ago, I was lucky enough that about 35, 40 friends of ours went to India as part of my birthday and helped 3 schools with a few little projects. So yeah, blessed and lucky that you can do things like this. When I was young, I would probably say between 15 to 30, there probably was no connection with me and India, because in that time I had been maybe once or twice. I went once by myself, maybe once with my parents, and that. We had gone when we were younger. I think the connection has come probably more recent, in the last 18, 20 years since I got married, and we've been going to India more recently. Maybe for me, probably on average every 2 or 3 years. And I think as you get older, you look a little bit deeper inside yourself about who you are, what you are, what makes you the person you are, and what connections you have, and you try and look a little bit deeper than maybe look outwardly. So it's a nice reflection. So I think, yes, I don't think it's necessary that everything has to be connected to India, but very proud of our heritage. Clearly, we have an amazing heritage, and I want to be part of that, and I want to be connected to that, definitely.